Hello and welcome to the growing pet. James look a bit tanned. Yes, James,
Yes.
have you been in holiday?
Yeah, I had a lovely time in Gibraltar, so this will be my last tanning session before we hit autumn and winter.
My name is Isaac Goldfarb and with me here is...
James Edge,
What episode number are we?
24.
24. 24. Wow, can you imagine how many weeks we've been doing that already?
Oh, I was looking at our Spotify recently and like scrolling down through all the episodes. It is a lot. It's a lot
Yeah.
we've done. It's pretty cool.
I had a conversation this week, and I'm inspired by a conversation by one of our actually listeners. And
Nice.
she brought me the topic of overwhelming and underwhelming.
hmm
And I was trying to define what does it mean overwhelming? What does it mean underwhelming? Are they
Mm.
connected at all? And
Mm.
yeah, it was quite an interesting conversation. And I thought, you know what? I want to bring it to James and see what
Yeah,
James' take on feeling overwhelmed and feeling underwhelmed.
I like it.
So take it away. What is overwhelming for you?
Yeah, so overwhelm for me, and I have had times recently where I felt that, and I did try and think about how I would describe it. For me, it's when I feel like I've got a lot to do. My mind feels a bit hazy, and there's loads of things on my mind, and I'm like, oh gosh, everything. It's that feeling of I don't know where to start. I don't know how to do it all. So that's the feeling of overwhelm for me. And yeah, kind of what I've been doing when I feel those moments is trying to get that focus, that clarity. Okay, what's the one thing that I can do now that's going to help me the most? And then just start with that. And that helps to kind of unhaze my mind.
Do you see any positive in feeling overwhelmed?
Yes, because, and it links into underwhelm. For me, I like to be doing something. I like to be doing a goal or being challenged. I think if you're overwhelmed, there's something you're wanting to do. It's just you haven't got that clarity and you haven't got that focus right now on how to do it. So in a way it's positive because it's your body, it's you wanting to do something. And then the opposite, underwhelmed, I think, is when you're feeling that something's missing and you want to be doing something maybe with more purpose or use your energy or something like that. So does that make sense?
In a way, but it's your take of underwhelm and overwhelm. It doesn't need to make
Yeah.
sense. That's how it's because it's one of those things when we will look at this differently.
hmm
So, in one short sentence, what is underwhelm for you?
Well, underwhelmed for me might be more literal. Let's say, like if you get given a present and you're underwhelmed, so it's like a lack of satisfaction or something. But I kind of look at it as the opposite of when you feel overwhelmed. If you're feeling underwhelmed, there's something missing and you want to be doing more.
Does it mean really underwhelmed? That's why I'm not sure I'm understanding from my perspective because
hmm
overwhelmed for me is like when you have set of emotions, normal set of emotions, and suddenly those emotions got volume up, like got
hmm
extremed a bit. And it could be
hmm
any set of emotions, right? So if you excited, happy, it's a normal behavior, you're a happy person, you're an excited person.
hmm hmm
Being overwhelmed, I mean that take those emotions and tune it up kind of thing, volume up. You will be very, very happy. You will
mm
be very, very excited. That's overwhelmed. That's how I
Yes.
see it.
Interesting. Yeah, we had a completely different take there. Mine was kind of more logical and yours was more emotional.
While underwhelmed is like almost feeling opposite to what you normally feel in a way. So if you're a person, for example, that getting disappointed very easily, at
hmm
what stage overwhelm will be related to disappointment? However, if you're a person that usually pleased from stuff, enjoy restaurant, enjoy movies, enjoy, and then there is one activity that really disappointed you, it was very underwhelming. I'm finding this topic really fascinating because I can't draw a line between feeling overwhelmed and underwhelmed. I can't see them connected in any way.
hmm If we use your emotional thinking here, i.e., you've got loads of emotions, you're feeling totally overwhelmed by all your emotions. Underwhelm would be the lack of that then. Well,
The lack
kind of
of
what
what? Exactly, the lack of what?
emotion. So if you're using it in an emotional way, if overwhelmed is overwhelmed with emotion, then underwhelmed is going to be underwhelmed with
But
lack
that's
of
an
emotion.
emotion as well. Being underwhelmed is a type of an emotion, but opposite to what emotion? You see what I mean? It's like I'm really struggling. I don't know what to make out of it. I
Mm,
don't know how. All I see it is I see it as a kind of a line of whatever it is, that line, whatever emotion that is. And I see it out of, feeling underwhelmed and feeling overwhelmed is out of balance. Not necessarily it's the same balance, but it's out of balance. It's like feeling not yourself at that specific moment of whatever
mm.
it is.
Well, if we take the example of, say, you wanted to watch a movie that's been really hyped up and you watch it and you come out and you say you're underwhelmed, that is because, in my mind, the reality did not meet your perceived expectation of it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's underwhelm. Whereas I do kind of hear what you say. I feel like the word underwhelm doesn't really match with overwhelm, because overwhelm is emotion overtakes you, that you feel a certain way, or for me, you can't think straight because there's too many thoughts and ideas in your head, that you feel overwhelmed with the task at hand. So yeah, it is kind of different to something not meeting expectation, which is usually what underwhelmed is.
I had this similar discussion with my husband, and he said to me, with underwhelmed feeling, you always have expectations.
Yeah.
You will always have something you expect to happen, and then it doesn't meet your expectation. That's why you're feeling underwhelmed. And that's
Yeah.
really relates to what you just said. While overwhelm, he described as in our wedding day, he felt really overwhelmed with all the love we got.
Hmm. Hmm.
He didn't
Hmm.
expect that kind of love. There was no expectations of, oh, how much love he's going to get, but he was overwhelmed of how he felt. And I found it really fascinating how he differentiate between overwhelm and underwhelm, that the underwhelm has to be with set of expectations. And you just said the same thing.
Yeah, but then I do think, now thinking about it, even though you might not voice it or you might not consciously think it, you do subconsciously have an expectation of your wedding day. Like, that's going to, your body knows it's going to be an important day subconsciously, and maybe the reality of it being true is the overwhelmingness of it. Walking into a wedding day, it's going to be something special, right? And maybe it's just the fact that now your subconscious expectation of what that day is going to be is now actually real, and you're living it, and you kind of not ready for that, and it overwhelms you.
So what you're saying is, from your perspective, in both scenarios, overwhelm and underwhelm, you have some sort of expectations.
Yeah, I think that's what I've got around to now. Yeah. Speaking about it.
I'm finding it really difficult for whatever reason to think about the expectations and to link them to the overwhelm and underwhelm. And still, even though I understand what you and my husband saying, I still think there is a missing part here when it comes to expectations, because expectations for me is your making. You're doing them. You are kind of preparing them in your head. You have set of expectations. Wedding
Mhm.
day, movie, whatever. The overwhelm and the underwhelm feeling, in a way, you don't have control on it. It's coming on you. So if you've managed to find the control and the balance, then you won't be finding yourself in underwhelm and overwhelm feeling. The overwhelm feeling
Yeah.
and the underwhelm feeling is stronger, your emotional control. So that's why I'm finding it really hard to link it to expectations, because expectations, it's your making. It's what you are deciding for that specific scenario. Does it make sense what I'm
Yeah, maybe we don't manage our own expectations well enough. So let's say with the film, if you can not overhype it in your head and treat it as, I'm just going to go watch a film, then it won't underwhelm you because you've managed your expectation of what that film's going to be like. You haven't allowed yourself to think, more.
But then we are losing this feeling of getting excited. You know what I mean? It's like part of getting excited by a movie. If you go to
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
movie, it's
Hmm.
now ahead. Oh, it's gonna be great,
Yeah.
right? And it's the build up to watch that movie, and you kind of getting high. I don't see anything wrong with it, and I don't see anything wrong of getting underwhelmed after watching this movie.
Well, yeah. So
So
that's a different question because yeah, if you're going to get super excited, then you need to be prepared to be underwhelmed. But
yeah,
it's your decision to take that stance. Whereas someone might be like, I don't want to do that process. I'd rather go in with little expectation and come out however it is. So yeah, personal choice how to approach it.
I think the biggest question, and maybe we'll finish with this, the biggest question is what we are doing with the feeling of overwhelming and underwhelming, how it's impacting us going forward of that specific event, of that specific experience, on what are we making of it when we are in that specific scenario of feeling either overwhelmed or underwhelmed.
Hmm. I'd say most people might not be communicating it as well as maybe they can to help them kind of get out of that state of mind. Just talking from personal experience, like if I'm overwhelmed, I kind of keep it internally, which some other people might. It might be visible to external people, but maybe not necessarily being voiced or spoken to by myself.
As you know me already, James, with me is very much what you see is what you get. So if
Hmm.
I feel excited or feel overwhelmed, you will see it. If I feel underwhelmed,
Yes,
most likely you will see it. If you're close to me having a conversation, having an honest conversation, you will probably see it. So
yeah, I might hide it a little bit more.
there is no right or wrong here.
Yeah.
Wow, it was an interesting one, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I liked we had different interpretation at the start, but yeah, I do think it's rooted in kind of expectation now.
Let us know what's your thoughts about overwhelm, underwhelm? What's your definition about overwhelm, underwhelm? It would be really interesting to hear your take on it. You can comment, you can write us an email. We love getting emails, don't we, James? What is
We
our
do.
email? What is our email? To remind our users.
Thegrowingpair@gmail.com.
And share, like, subscribe, do whatever it takes to help us grow the growing pair. Two things you are taking from today, and don't choose underwhelm overwhelm, it's too obvious.
Yeah, one would be overwhelm and underwhelm are different to different people, or can bring up different thoughts in people, like it did with you and me. And the second thing is this idea of expectations, an interesting one to kind of look into when I'm feeling overwhelmed with tasks and stuff, because maybe it's a case of my expectation of achieving that goal or doing that task is very high that I'm getting that sense of overwhelmed with where to start and what to do. And then if I'm feeling underwhelmed doing a job or something, it's maybe because my expectation is too low of that task, that it's not where I want it to be. I want to be doing more. So that's how I'm going to use that idea in my daily tasks and goals. How about you?
I think what became clear to me here in this conversation is how much I see underwhelm and overwhelm not connected. Like it's became clearer. I thought about it, but this conversation made it clear in my
Hmm.
head that two separate things. Maybe
Hmm.
there are similarities, but they are not opposites. That's how
Hmm.
I see it. The second thing is around the expectations. Again, what you said is about still my rebel, is that the right word? The rebel inside me saying
Rebellious.
the rebellious inside me is like, no, I think you control expectations, you don't control overwhelm and underwhelm. I think I still need to reflect on it and understand better what is really the connection between expectations to either one of those.
Well, I want you to keep getting excited about movies, Isaac.
Well, it's not about movies. I want to get excited in general from this podcast on anything else that's related to us helping other people.
Yes, great, great ending.
Until next time, See you guys very, very soon.
Adios.